Hello and welcome to a Microsoft Word project. In this project, we are going to build a resume using a template. The primary goals of this project are to build a resume as an idea, just to explore that as a paradigm for using a word processor, but also what we want to do is work with templates and PDFs. So Microsoft Word, let's just open it up. It's create a new document. I don't want to do that. I want to create a new document. And what you have here is a search bar where you can search for templates. Other word processors do have templating systems, and but none of them has quite the extensive library that Microsoft Word does. So let's type the word resume in here, and let's see what we come up with. Now, there's actually some kind of interesting stuff in here. If you pay close attention, you'll see that, in fact, oftentimes you'll see if you search for resume, what you'll see is sometimes two templates that look the same. They're sort of a unified template between a resume and a cover letter. So pay attention to that, because this is you want to make sure that you grab the resume version of it. Although this can be really useful if you're applying for jobs or something, because you can create a resume and cover letter that look the same and then have the same kind of look and feel. Same thing here, like here's one. This one even has a picture, so you can use this as your resume and this is your cover letter template, and then just fill in all your information as you go. So I am going to take, I think, a relatively simple one to use. Let's just go with this one, Modern Chronological Resume. I'm not going to fill it in completely. You'll get this little dialog that says Create, provided by Microsoft. You can actually go even further. There's like lots of places where you can find Word templates. But this is a pretty standard way to do it. We'll create the template, and there it is. So it's going to give you quite a few little options to... okay, so let's just go through kind of the features. Let's look at it at a glance. You've got a place for some demographic information, your name, email address, a LinkedIn profile, any other social things that you'd like to include. Although, depending on what kind of persona you project on your social media, you may want to maybe forego including your socials. Do a little summary here, job experience, and these are created as a table. What you can do is, if you wanted to, you could create another one and then copy all the information in here, copy, and then plop it down into the next one. So you can actually duplicate and kind of copy and paste these stamps, stamp these things out so you can have multiple job records. Education, what kind of a degree you might have, and then skills, you can just list, skills and strengths, and then of course other activities, and then maybe even create a section for references if that was something else you wanted to do. So one of the things that they do in these templates is they create what is called a document control. Now this is a document control. It's like a text box that I can't edit. And so what you want to do when you work through this process is remove all document controls. So you just click on it and then type your personal information. And then phone, 555-154, email, kuha@email.com, LinkedIn, you can put your LinkedIn. And honestly, LinkedIn is pretty important these days. If you're looking for a job and you don't have a fleshed out LinkedIn profile, it's actually kind of a problem. So you may, like if you have a portfolio website or something like that, and creating a portfolio website isn't too terribly difficult on a templating site like Weebly or Google Sites or something like that. Job, don't know why that font came out weird. Yeah, there we go. I used the format painter to copy that down to here, so because it was in a weird format. So yeah, maybe I worked from 2020 to, well, I'll just put my actual experience, 2014 to present. Information technology instructor. And then again, I'm just clicking on these things. And then, you just start typing. So, taught classes related to IT and computer science. You can also make these into a bullet list if you wanted to. So check this out. If I do this and I click on bullet, then I can just create a list of things. Was chair of Indigenous Science Department for 3 years. Things like that. You can just put whatever seems relevant to that job. Down here I worked, maybe I was greengrocer at Harmony Natural Foods Co-op. That's true, actually, but that was back in I want to say 2007 to 2009 is when I did that. I like using the term greengrocer because it sounds cooler than saying I worked the till. I actually did put greengrocer in my resume when I was looking for jobs back in the day. You can put your degrees. So say mine February. No, let's say May. When was that? 2020? Master of Computer Science. University of Minnesota. Again, you can change this section to be something else. If you're kind of just working on your education, you can put kind of whatever you want. You could put something like, instead of education, you could turn this into, I don't know, volunteer activities, or you could change it into literally anything anyway. Because I know it seems weird to brag about yourself, but that's what you have to do to get a job. So you can change this to anything. Yeah, so for a couple of years I was a board member at the Ball Bunny Playhouse. So, and then you can just talk about the things that you did with that, or whatever. You just fill it in with all the information that's relevant to you. For the purposes of this project, feel free to fictionalize it. You don't have to. You can use real information, but feel free to fictionalize it. If you do intend to use this resume that you're going to generate, because some people have. I have had students who have decided that they want to use this as their resume, because they're going to school. Maybe now it's time to start thinking about getting a job, thinking about the future, that kind of stuff. If you do want to do this, make sure you take it to student services or somebody who's a qualified resume editor, someone who can look over your resume and make sure that it looks good, and they can kind of help you with some pointers and things like that. So don't necessarily use the resume that you generate for this project as an actual resume unless you feel really confident with it. I am not good at writing resumes, and so I always get it proofread by somebody that knows what they're doing and knows how to use keywords and things like that. Because resumes these days are filtered through computer systems that are looking for keywords. It's a terrible practice. It's absolutely inhumane. Job hunting is the most dehumanizing type of activity a person can do. So if you're looking for jobs outside of local organizations where you can actually talk to a human, you may find yourselves, going through that meat grinder of a job application process where you'll apply for hundreds of jobs and maybe get one callback. It's not pretty. Because of this automated computerized system, they're looking for those things. So sometimes, you may want to pad your resume with things that, maybe bending reality a little bit. Anyway, so this is the basic gist of what you're going to be doing. You're just going to go through this whole document and then make sure all of these document control objects are deleted or replaced with actual text. So go through and replace everything, get it fleshed out, no low effort. Don't send me a template with like this kind of stuff. Fill it in, flesh it out, and that's that. So I just don't want any low effort submissions. And you can use humor if you want. You can make it be fictional, or do whatever you feel like. Just make sure that you do the whole thing. Now, to submit it, we're going to use a format called a PDF. You may have already heard about PDFs, but what you maybe don't know is what the purpose of a PDF is. So PDF stands for Portable Document Format. And this carries a lot. There's a lot going on with this this phrasing. Here, I'm going to save this real quick. Save as browse. And I want to go to my ITECH 100 folder. And I want to call this resume. Okay, so now I have it saved. So a PDF, portable document format. So document, we got that. It's a document. Format, okay, it's a type of format for a document. So most of the time when you create a file on a computer, it has a format. But portable document, the portable aspect of it means a couple of different things. The main thing that it means is that when you, anybody that writes a app for displaying a PDF has to adhere to a particular standard. Meaning that if you want your PDF reader to be able to have the Adobe stamp of approval, to be an approved PDF reader, it has to be able to render a PDF document exactly the same on every single system. So the Adobe Reader, when you load up a PDF, it should look the same on a Mac, it should look the same on a Windows PC, it should look the same on a phone, it should look the same on an iPad. The document should always have exactly the same look and feel, layout, every letter in exactly the same position on the page. That's kind of the key distinguishing feature of the PDF format, is that a document is always going to look exactly the same no matter what screen is rendering it. The other thing that you get with a PDF is a sort of soft guarantee that the file that you send will be the same file when it gets to the other end. PDFs are hard to edit. Not impossible, but difficult. The software to edit PDFs is almost never free, which is very strange to me. There's no real free option for editing a PDF. It always strikes me as weird. You can always export a document to a PDF, edit it in Word, and then turn it into a PDF, but you can never take a PDF and edit that. Almost never. You can do it, but that software almost always costs money. There really just aren't any free options for editing a PDF. And what that gives you is this sort of soft guarantee that a file is going to be secure. It's not going to be edited or revised or vandalized between point A and point B if you're sending it out over the internet on a job board or something like that. How do we do this? So it's actually real simple. You go to File, you go to Export, and then you get this menu that says Create PDF/XPS. XPS is a Microsoft format. Nobody uses it. I don't know why they keep trying to push it. So when you hit Create PDF, you'll probably end up in the same folder where you saved the document file. And then you look at Save as File Type or Save as Type. It'll say PDF by default. The other option is an XPS. Don't worry about it. Just make sure that this says PDF and you'll be good to go. Hit Publish, and your document is created. It might automatically open in whatever your PDF reader is, which might be your web browser. In my case, it's Adobe Acrobat. And there it is. This is my document. Totally finished, published. I can select text, but I cannot edit it in any simple way. And that's kind of the big feature of using a PDF as a file format. Let's upload this. We'll go back to Canvas. We'll hit Start Assignment. We'll choose our file, Quick Access. And we'll find that resume and hit Open and hit Submit. And that's that. I hope you found this useful. And until next time, have a good day.